Hi, and welcome to my pitch for the BBC. Hope you enjoy it. First, I'll tell you what the contents are. I'm going to be going through my idea, how I came up with this idea, the client, target audience, and the unique selling point for this idea. My idea to you is a docudrama going through the story of Britain's very first female serial killer, Mary Ann Cotton. The genre of this would be a biography, drama, thriller, crime, and educational. The characters I hope to include in this would obviously be Mary Ann Cotton, and I would like to interpret people from the events of her, so like her husbands, children, parents, lover, and even people like from the court on the day of her trial. As the opening sequence, I would have it be Mary Ann Cotton walking into court as the judges prepare for the first day of trial. And then we would cut back to her, like what she actually did. So going back on the story. And to end it, would go back to the final day of court, and where it's announced a sentence and then going to her death sentence. The duration of this, I believe it would be a 40-50 minute long episode, short. How I came up with this idea. The story of Mary Ann Cotton is not really one everyone's heard of. We've only had like one live action product about her, whereas everyone will have heard of stories about Ed Gein, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, and Jeffrey Dahmer now, who all have their unique backstories. And that is where my short film comes in, entertaining the viewers whilst also educating them on our culture's history. The client, obviously you, the BBC, but for the channel, I believe it would fit best on Channel 3, with their focus being on taking risks and with entertainment and documentary content. So a docudrama of a not-so-heard-of serial killer would fit perfectly, I believe. As for the time slot, I read it that the Channel 3 airs from 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. daily, so I think the time my episode should air would be from 7 to 10, as it is kind of aimed towards younger audiences, but as well as audiences. And since more adultish content seems to come on around like 11-12, before that would work a lot better, allowing the younger audiences to still watch it. As for the day, I'd say maybe a Friday or Saturday, so it's not keeping them up like during the week, maybe. Whatever works. The target audiences, it's the same as the BBC Three's target audiences, 16 to 34-year-olds. And I believe the age rating would be an R. I don't want to go any higher than that, but if it goes below that, that works too. And I have done my research on the audience, making a survey to go through like the preferences of that age groups for like serial killers and documentaries, all that, and getting their official opinions. My unique selling point, the market. Although the BBC has already created like a film 2-episode series on Mary Ann Cotton, she's still like an unheard of name, and people like adaptations to compare the differences, whether good or bad. So an updated version of the story could work and would still bring the viewers in. My second point is a bit weird, but but feminism. I think that's a good unique selling point, because with that being a huge trend over the years now, thanks to Mary Ann Cotton, in a way, as messed up as it is what she did kind of make a statement in woman empowerment, even like in the 1800s. And because before her, men just saw women as like pure and innocent and like wouldn't do any bad. But because of Mary Ann, like they're more wary around women all that. That's my pitch. I hope you enjoyed. Any comments or questions?
Very good. So, kind of touching on with the BBC. So, why do you think people will watch this? Like, what do you think? So, you've talked about your unique selling points, but are you bringing something different to the table?
People like documentaries, especially on serial killers, and I saw there's this theory. I don't remember the exact name of it, but there's a theory as to why we enjoy watching serial killers so much, and it's like basically, I'm trying to word this. Our bad thoughts, like what's it called? When we have bad thoughts and but we obviously have the strength to not not do it.
Yeah.
But then when we're watching them do it, like murder someone, it's like kind of releasing like certain hormones in our brain. Like when we think about doing stuff, we're actually watching someone do something that we wouldn't do, type thing. If like we can kind of connect in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. It's kind of like with what we get from the media, how we get entertainment, sort of thing. So you said about you think this will be more for younger audience. Why do you think it'd be more for younger?
Educational in a way, and like I said, especially them age groups, they find it fascinating, like all the horrors and learning about like interesting people and stuff, and they can take that on.
Yeah.
It advances their knowledge in a way as well.
So. Well, it's like the interest with true crime and stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Last question. So have you thought about like budgeting? So like what locations you'd use and how you would fit that into a budget sort of thing?
Already living in the area where she like was from, Horton and Hetton, like filming around there would work perfectly, and if needs be, we'd go to Newcastle as wherever for when she's like moving about, travel a bit in Sunderland, and see him. So nearby all the locations, that's pretty simple. Budget, wouldn't that be in the very thing?
So I think of like the wider scale, with it being like a nighttime show, but also with it being the Northeast, that might work more in your favour for budgeting because it's a bit cheaper up here, and like things like getting permission from like local authorities, local people as well. So think about that sort of thing, and like actors as well.
I have opened like a fundraiser for this project, and I was hoping to use that towards this product.
Yes. Oh, that's fab. Do you have anything else to
add? Nothing, unless you have any more comments.
No, that's great. Thank you very much.